Folks, if there's anybody here that's watching this video that's crazy enough to think that the claims of Ezekiel 38 and 39 are completely crazy, I'm going to tell you this right now. This video is for you. If you think it's a far out idea that Russia is going to be the last standing superpower, really in essence before the tribulation and actually right before God destroys them, woo, this video is going to be for you, because we are watching some things change like you won't even believe. By the way, maybe we should start with talking about the shipping container problem that's outside the coast of California and, of course, on the East Coast. Now, how about we just spend some time on the West Coast, even though there's a lot more shipping containers on the West Coast. Maybe I conflated that. I think I said there's more shipping containers on the West Coast when there's really more on the East Coast. Either way, it doesn't matter. There's a bunch of shipping containers outside. And let's look at the West Coast for just a second, because, folks, this one is critical. And yes, I am going somewhere with this. Believe it or not, I am definitely going somewhere. Watch this for a second. This is not a complete representation of all of the ships that are waiting outside to be undocked on the West Coast, but there are getting to be hundreds and hundreds of them. Each and every single one of these ships contain at least 3,000 containers that need to be offloaded. Now, where am I going with this? How about the fact that of the 11 million, yes, folks, that's right, 11 million cargo containers that are waiting to be offloaded, roughly 3% of them will be inspected. And that is in the U.S.-controlled areas. There are areas that have leases signed to them by other foreign nations. I'm not going to even get into the intricacies of that. But the reality of it is we have about 3% of those cargo ships that are actually inspected. Now, you might think, wow, well, what's the big deal? I mean, there's a bunch of Amazon orders in there. There's some fruit that gets rotten and so on and so forth. Maybe we go to the next shot here. This right here is Russian-owned business. Take a look at this. These are called Club K missiles. They've been around for a long time. They've been spoken about for a long time. Pretty amazing technology, and they are designed to fit in a cargo container. They can shoot nuclear-capable missiles. They can shoot missiles that have unbelievable range, and they are capable of destroying anything very quickly in its proximity. Now imagine a bunch of these cargo containers being offloaded on the West Coast or the East Coast and being trucked somewhere into some strategic area. If you don't think the United States of America stands in danger of continuing to be inconsequential, maybe you ought to consider the destruction that could be imminent with these types of missiles. Now, I bring this out into the open because this serves as one single piece of evidence, even though there's a lot more. The Bible is real and God's word is true, because Russia is a superpower not to be contended with. Understand that they are growing in their scope of influence. Understand that the geopolitical shifting that's going on in the Middle East right now, where Russia continues to have its influence overbearing across the region, the fact that we ran away from Afghanistan and Russia stayed right there. Imagine the fact that Russia has become the peacemaker of the Middle East, the mover and shaker of the region, would imply to me that Ezekiel 38 is definitely forming. And how about this? How about the fact that Bennett, the leader of Israel, has actually made the statement that Russia, yes, Putin representing Russia, understands their security needs and spoke very highly of him. Folks, they are rising in power. They continue to rise in power. And the Bible tells us that at one point, there is going to be a very good relationship between Israel and Russia. I think that is actually forming. And before you know it, Russia is going to look at Israel and say, I want what you got, and attack Israel. And they are going to lead a coalition. The leader of Russia is going to lead a coalition against Israel, and God is going to intervene and destroy them. Now, why is that so significant to us? It's significant because it happens after the rapture. And if we are beginning to look at the geopolitical shifting necessary to make that happen, beginning to take place, that means this: Jesus is coming soon. So hold on to the seat of your pants. This stuff is amazing. Pay attention, people. The world is changing, and it's changing quickly. And one little last note about the cargo ship containers. They're moving those containers further and further and further away from where they used to stage. And a lot of people say, well, it's because they want to do that to make sure that nobody looks at the ships and feel like everything is a problem. They're going to they're doing that to make it look like everything is being taken care of. Nope. I think they're doing that because they suspect that there are weapons like this on these containers. And notice the overwhelming amount of traffic of helicopters and all kinds of other airships flying around those areas. Folks, they're looking for stuff. And I'm telling you this right now. Things are changing. Jesus is coming soon, and this is getting exciting. I don't know about you, but this excites me. This is awesome. Look up. Our redemption draws near. God bless you guys.